recording. But we went to leadership and it was absolutely amazing. I kind of had like a big kind of like aha kind of, you know, just an aha moment for myself. It was exactly kind of the kick in the butt, you know, kind of real face reality that I needed. Then I also wanted to give an opportunity just to kind of give you guys a rundown of kind of what I think the next couple of weeks will be like to the end of the year. Like, can you guys believe that it's already about to be November 1st? So it's crazy because 2017 is almost here. And then apart from that, then we'll kind of see where you guys are going. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, but that's kind of going to be kind of the focus of this call. And so he's right here. He just finished his workout. Okay. So first things first. So tomorrow, you guys, we have our sneak peek tomorrow. It is going to be bananas. We have, I think, close to 160, 170 people who said they're going to be attending the event tomorrow. So super excited about that. I know it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And basically the idea is that we're going to do a video an hour. So just one video an hour. And it'll stay up for it'll probably stay up forever. But I'm telling people it'll stay up for like 48 hours. And I know my plan is whoever I know who's in there, I'm following up with them on Friday. So I'm telling them that, hey, I'm going to follow up with you on Friday, take a look at the information, and I'm putting them in Teamsy. Have you guys all checked out Teamsy yet? I'm not sure if you guys have, but absolutely something to invest in. If you are someone that is looking for a follow-up system, it's just a fantastic way to really keep track of people, and it can be as manageable or as crazy. I put some high goals in there, so our number in the dashboard is pretty high. But even if you just have like 555, it's just, you know, a pretty manageable number. So we have our sneak peek tomorrow. Really, really excited. Check in throughout the day, see how it's going, offer support, likes. If you see people going live, there's going to be a couple of us going live throughout the day. I know Emily on here is going live. I'm going live, and Luke will be going live, and Lee will be going live at the moment that I know for sure. And then Nina also will be going live, and she'll be going live at 8, and then I'll be going live at 9 again with a live Q&A. So even if you guys come in at that time, just to maybe, if you see that no one's asking me questions, like ask some questions that are related to kind of coaching or related to the opportunity. That way I have something to talk about. But just kind of keeping that in mind. So with that said, so leadership was absolutely fantastic, guys. And I got to thank you guys for all, especially those of you who pushed with me to help get Luke and I to that event. It's basically it's a 5-star diamond. The one that I went to is for 5-star diamonds and above. And so we needed to be 5-star in July or in August, at least one Thursday. And we literally, our team, we made it at the very end. It was the last Thursday, and we pushed and we kept pushing, and we like made it. I went from like 1-star to 5-star in like 2 weeks, like just like really pushing. And so that's, you know, Ashley and Jessica are on here. And so they were like the last two with me who pushed with me at the end. And so thank you, ladies. And then we have our new leadership conference that's going to be in January. That's for 2-star. So those of you who maybe are diamond right now and you want to get to 2-star, or maybe you've touched diamond, but that's also something to put on your goal board, whether it's this year or next year. Either way, even if you're pushing for it, any type of push that you do in these last 4 weeks are going to set you up for the next, going to set you up for a really strong 2017. And so that's one thing that I want to stress, guys, is that what I took from this leadership conference is that we really genuinely need to be focused on our vital behaviors. We really need to be focused on our results, whether it be exercise results or nutrition results if you can't exercise right now, but really showing and staying committed. And that's why I put that challenge out into our team that we need to like let's take November, let's take this new challenge group, let's take this new program that's coming out, and let's commit to it like a test group. Because honestly, the actual test group that Beachbody has, it's no different than what we do as challengers in a challenge group. It's not like they get this like special meal plan and special help. Like most of them don't. Most of it's just like, here's the program and here's the meal plan, follow it. And it's just that because you get like a little paper contract, or a contract from Beachbody, mentally, right? It's a mindset shift. Mentally, people are more committed to it because it's like they got this validation that here's a contract and I committed to the corporation. And so one thing that they stressed about at leadership, which is not waiting for that. So many coaches were upset that they didn't get picked for the test group. But we were just like, well, shoot, we're not going to wait for our own test group. Like, let's make our own test group. Like, let's just commit. And so I'm committing, 100% to Core de Force. And I'm asking you guys to commit with me over these, whatever program, even if you're not doing Core de Force, hopefully you are doing Core de Force if you can exercise, just because you should be doing what's coming out. Even if you don't think you're going to like it, you should at least do it once, because this is, this is your product, this is your brand, this is your company. So you need to be trying what we have to offer. But hopefully you guys are going to plan on doing it. I've already done 3 days of it. It's fantastic. You guys saw a sneak peek. So I'm committing 100% and really putting that challenge to the team. And the idea is that, remember, throughout November, Core de Force is only available to us in the Coaches Network. That's never been before. Usually we just had it for a week before, but people can only buy Core de Force throughout the whole entire month of November through coaches. So that puts us at a huge advantage before it drops December 1st to, so that they can go to beachbody.com and Beachbody can start marketing, via email and email marketing. So really, So really think about that and really use that to your advantage. So my game plan is I'm going to commit to it over the next 30 days and challenge those who are going to be committing with me, in November, so that we have really awesome results, that those nice 30-day before and after pictures that we can then use collectively as a team to continue to promote it in December, to then continue to promote it so that we get people started off right for the New Year's resolution. And so really think about that. And so I want you guys to pick your program and commit, go all in, commit. Like, for some reason, there's like, I feel like how I did when I did the Ultimate Reset, and I have like this huge commitment where I'm like super excited about doing this. And so they stressed being committed, picking a program, and starting from beginning to end. They also stressed at leadership, relationship building. We talked a lot about relationship building, and that's one thing that it was a slap in my face to me. And I say that only because I grew very quickly. This was I grew very quickly in 2015, just because of what I was chasing, really not bringing on people the correct way, and really not, leading them and mentoring them, not only my coaches that came on with me during that time, but also my challengers. And I did a huge disservice, but it's just kind of a realization of what I did wrong. And now it's like, let's right those wrongs with whoever I can right those wrongs with, and let's move forward and do it right. And one thing that I can say with 100% confidence, guys, is that the integrity and the heart of this company is so real and so big. And if you've ever had any doubts about this business and where it's going, I want you to trust me that you don't need to have those doubts. Like, the mission and where the heart is that Carl has for what he wants, us to do as coaches, to really genuinely, like, physically create a binder of our coach, our testimonies, our before and afters of our customers. That's one thing that I took away from it, which was like really building relationships and getting those transformations. And he really wanted us to create a binder, get those before and afters, one second. Sorry, someone's echo from somebody. Really focus on getting those transformations. And one thing I know I'm thinking about doing is actually getting a physical binder and starting to print out pictures and just kind of write information about that person, and just kind of really keep that as like my little testimony. What some of you who may follow Jace, she has all her before and afters on her wall. And it's just a source of motivation and inspiration to her to be able to say, you know what, I want to get 5 transformations this month. I want to help people give me a before and after and have some results, whether it be maybe not physically, but maybe emotionally, mentally, but some results. So really that was one thing that in terms of the leadership, they stressed really getting on phone calls with people. So I'm going back to what I used to do when I first started. When I first started, guys, anyone who bought anything from me got a phone call from me. And so I'm, going back to that, getting to know people, letting them know that I'm there, letting them know that I'm there to work with them, to commit with them, and making it part of my calendar to meet up with them, maybe even once every 3 weeks, even if it's just for 15 minutes, just so they can ask me questions, especially if they're customers, just so they can ask me questions, see how they're doing in their results, see just that little bit, you'll see will go a long way. And so those are some of the, some tips that I took, in terms of when Carl was speaking. Really, he even said it. He was like, get on the phone with your customers and talk to them. I thought that was just really telling of what he wants us to do and where his heart is, because he wants us to genuinely really help motivate people to get that transformation. Another thing that they really stressed at leadership that I thought was really amazing was just the idea behind whether you are a transactional leader or whether you are a transformational leader, and really thinking about that. And I will be one to say that I was a transactional leader. And that's someone that just really is just trying to recruit, not putting any value into their challenge groups, not putting any value into, not giving back to people one-on-one. So really thinking about how were you growing and how you would like to grow. Most of you actually are not transactional leaders, or you never have been. I was the one who was that way, and I recognize that just because of how quickly I was growing, and it's hard, and I understand it's hard. But being a transformational leader, really wanting to transform that person's life and really realizing that they're trusting you to be there for them and to give them, and again, they're not asking, most people won't ask for a lot of your time. Obviously, you'll have some people that you're just like, okay, you're asking for way, 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 way too much. But most people, I'm serious, most people, if you give them 10, 15 minutes, once every 2 weeks just to answer their questions, they'll think the world of you. And so just really put that into your calendar and really, start doing that with your old customers and going back and saying, hey, I'd really like to get you committed. Let's get you through this holiday season. I don't want you to go back and gain any weight that you've already lost. I know I'm committing. I'm here to do this with you. So that's one thing that you can go out to all of your, to all of your people who you've have had as customers, and really try to bring them in. Because remember, people who are customers, they still have the potential to still be a coach in the future, or they still have the potential, maybe if they believe in themselves more, or if they believe in the products more. So really think about that, and really go back to anyone that you maybe, who has bought from you and maybe you didn't help them through, but keep reaching out to them and keep following up with them so that they know that you care. So just something to think about. And then the other thing I'll say is that over these last 4 weeks, guys, this is when there was a video that I saw by Melanie Mitro, and she made a point to say that this part of the season right now is when she works the hardest. This is the hardest time of the year for us, in a sense that we have to go over and above, in terms of reaching out to people, in terms of really kind of getting our troops together, in terms of our teams, really just putting out that positive energy, because people are so distracted. And especially because, and that was one thing that Carl talked about, is that especially that this is an election year and that this was an Olympic year, that is why a lot of people have had distractions on social media, on TV, that's taking them away from their own health and fitness. So think about that, especially if you have felt discouraged with where your sales are, or maybe you feel like you're not reaching as many people as you did in the beginning. Think about that there's a lot of distractions out there. And so we have to work harder to really be on social media and sharing our results and committing to our own fitness, and really, utilizing our platforms to get our message across. One tip I'll give you of what I'm doing is I'm committing to going live more. Some of you may or may not be comfortable with that, but going live more within my challenge groups, and go at least once a day within my challenge groups, or once every other day within my challenge groups, and then definitely going live once a day on my social media platform. In the beginning, you'll notice that nobody is watching you. You'll feel like, even on my social media, on my Facebook Messenger, my Facebook business page, I went live, and maybe 5 people looked at it. But the more you do it, and I actually got this tip from several coaches. I got the opportunity to talk to some really top coaches that are like helping like 70 people a month, with challenge packs, like people who are really, and they're literally going live all the time on their social media platforms, really allowing people to connect with their personality and connect with their life. And they're just kind of throwing in little jabs of, hey, I have a group starting. If you're looking for, help with your health and fitness, please reach out to me. Please message me. They're like throwing that in there throughout their live video. So one thing I'm committing to is going live at least once a day, both on my personal page and on my Facebook page, on my business page. And I've noticed now when I went live today, and mind you, this is the 3rd day I'm doing it. When I went live today, I had more people, because what Facebook does, it recognizes if you're going live often and if people are interacting, it recognizes that, so that the next time you go on, it's going to push it out even more. And so more people will be able to see it. Obviously, I get more interaction on my personal page. If I go live on my personal page, immediately like 30 people see it, but then it starts dwindling down. And then if you do decide to do this, make sure that you go back after you've completed, after you're done, go back and reply, say thank you, answer to all that, because that also increases your affinity on Facebook. So that next time you go live or next time you post, it's gonna show that you are a very active social media page, and it's gonna post your content out there more. So just kind of really think about that. That's one thing. Another thing that I'm doing differently right now that I'm seeing a lot of response from. And even guys, if you're go live, like, someone was telling me, they were like, bake a cookie and just talk about it. Like, just talk about what you're doing. Like, take recipes from the Fixate book. Those recipes are actually really good. A lot of those recipes are really good. They're really easy to make. You can go live, and trust me, you don't need some special, you don't need like special lighting, the ring light, you don't need all this special equipment in the beginning, because you guys are starting. Just, prop up your phone, buy yourself like a phone, what's it called? A phone tripod on Amazon for like $15, and you got yourself a tripod for your phone, and just start going live. Even if you don't even know what you're talking about, just start cooking and just say, hey guys, good morning. How are you guys doing? I'm making breakfast. Hope you guys are having an amazing, like right now, Zakia, what you're doing. You can go live right now talking about what you're cooking, and just say like, I had a rough day, and just talk about your day, and just say, I'm about to, get ready to work out, and etc. And you can do that right while you're doing it. People are gonna be like, what are you doing? And you don't answer them obviously while you're cooking, because that's dangerous, but just kind of answer them after the fact. So just, something to think about as you guys are kind of thinking about ideas and ways to interact with your audience. Let's see what else from leadership that you took away. Anything?
You've said everything.
I said it. What was that thing about the Android Apple phone, or what was it that you can't remember for brand recognition if you're not using your products? It was behind the idea if you're not using your products, but you don't remember. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say about that. So just kind of some takeaways from that. If you have an iPhone, if you work for Apple, you're not going to be using Microsoft products or something like that. If you work for Apple, you're not going to be walking around with an Android phone in the Apple store. Well, I don't remember exactly what it was.
That had to do with being a proof of the product.
Okay.
And it was talking about, if you want to be able to help people with the program that we have, you got to be committed yourself to a program.
Right, but what was the analogy?
So the analogy is, if you're working for Apple, you shouldn't be walking with an Android phone.
Right. Okay.
That was the analogy.
So that's the analogy, guys. Thinking about like you all should
team Android all day, every day.
That you should be doing your own. You should be doing a program that we own using our products. It's like, imagine if you were trying to sell pots and pans and you're not even using your own pots and pans. So, and you're trying to sell something that you don't even believe in. It's about really having that 100% belief in what we have to offer people, because we really do have top of the line products and solutions for people. So really thinking about that. Another thing they stressed at leadership was kind of how we bring people on. And I wanted to share, let's see, actually, I'm going to share some of these, what I have on here. I took some screenshots that I wanted to share with you guys. So let's see. So the first one, okay, so I found this one to be really interesting and I wanted to share with you guys. And this is especially for those of us who are growing still. I mean, we're all growing. We're all going to still be recruiting. But just giving you an idea that over the course of the years, you know, Beachbody really has taken off probably since 2012, 2013. It's been like this like upward projection. But unfortunately, in that upward projection, the majority of the people who are coming on is this middle ground, which is the discount coaches. So these are people that are not you guys. These are people who, you know, just want the discount and they're not actively building. And so what that does is that obviously gives us, you know, kind of like a high number of, we have 400,000 coaches. But if we have 400,000 coaches, what this is saying that in 2016, out of 400,000 coaches, 46% of them are discount coaches. So, you know, just kind of thinking about that, that's why we're seeing lower volume in the network a little bit, because we grew really fast, but we were growing kind of, you know, with people who genuinely probably should have just been customers, and maybe they needed some time to develop belief in the products and have their own transformation, because we know that once we have our own transformation, we're going to be able to transfer that belief that we have because we have our own story. So we're going to be able to transfer it more authentically, that belief, and be able to share our stories with other people once we have that transformation. So out of 400,000 coaches, only 23%, which is up here, I'm reading it for you, only 23% are inactive. So those are inactive coaches, so 23%, and only 18% of coaches within the whole network are actually building. So just think about that as you're kind of thinking about 400,000 coaches. If you get worried that people are, you know, that you feel like you're a horrible leader because no one's sticking around, just know that these are the numbers, right? So you're going to have a really small percentage that are actually going to be building, and that's fine. And those are the people you want to be putting your energy into. But I wanted to share this because I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really interesting just to see how we've kind of been growing over these past couple years, and how the majority of what we're doing, like I said, only 18% of our organization currently are, out of 400,000 coaches, are actively building. And I just think that's good context for you guys as you guys are kind of going out there and maybe comparing yourself with these like larger teams. You know what I mean? We all play that comparison game, but really, is it quality coaches? Do they have a quality team? I know I'm here to build a quality team. I know all of you guys are too. And so it's going to take time, and I'm in it, you know, for the long run. One thing they were saying is that coaches who go from customer to then coach earned 14% more in their first year. And I think that just speaks to the idea that they believe in the products more. They're more likely to stick around. They're more likely because they know it's changed their life. I mean, all of you here, Beachbody in some way has affected your life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting, you know, all of this effort into building, all of this effort into sharing, if you didn't have a deep belief in what we have to offer. So just kind of thinking about that as you're kind of, you know, growing and thinking about your recruitment, that customer to coach conversion is the more ideal way to get quality coaches. Another thing is that they were just showing here in the graph is that we are, you know, that direct coach enrollment, that discount coach has been increasing over the past 2 to 3 years. And so that just goes in line with what that other graph was. And I know sometimes it's hard reading graphs, so it's just like, this is kind of boring. But I just wanted to give you guys context of kind of where the organization is. And this is what they talked about, you know, at leadership, just so that we can have a better understanding of where the organization is as a whole. And then they talked a lot about the vital process, which is getting clients started, helping them see results through that challenge group, really committing to helping people get that transformation, then transitioning them to a coach, and then developing and mentoring coaches. Like for you guys are in the development coaches and mentor coaches, you know, aspect. And so this is the process that is going to lead to longevity within your organization and within your teams. And it's going to take time, but this is the correct way and the better way to grow, because you're going to fill your organization with believers and people who have, you know, that transformation. And then the last one that I thought was really good that I wanted to share in terms of the slides from leadership was the belief system. Really kind of thinking of your clients this way, and actually genuinely thinking, where are you? Where are you in this belief system? So I'm going to go through it just to kind of show you. But like, for example, you have experience and you have growth, the belief system. So most people come in and they're a newbie. A newbie doesn't know what to do and they're not really doing much. You're just like, oh, this sounds interesting. This sounds really exciting. What is this? And they are a newbie coach. The next part is a participant. Someone who is all in, who's going in, who's actively, doing the workouts, actively trying to get results, actively trying to transform their body. Ask yourself, have you been a participant? Have you been someone that, because it has to be that step word. You can't be jumping, you can't go from newbie to like coach. You have to be, it is a step word, the proper way would be a step, what's the word I'm looking for? Like oh my God, I'm blanking of how you say that, where you're going in steps and you're following the steps that it is. A gradual step progression up. So are you a participant? Like, I'll be honest, the fact that I'm like super committed now, I would argue that I wasn't participating the way that I should. I wasn't participating in my prior, and I see Danielle nodding her head because I know she's struggling with this and what she shared in her group. It's like, are you being proof that the product works? Are you an active participant in your groups? Or are you just throwing people into groups and helping them to fend for themselves? Or are you leading the pack and are you in the trenches with them? So really think about, where are you as a coach to your customers? And I'll be the first to, and this is why leadership was so powerful for me, because I'm someone that, those who know me, I'm a stickler for customer service, but I had to be honest with myself that I wasn't giving the best customer service to my clients, and it's just having that honesty and that real talk with yourself and just saying, am I being, am I giving the customer service that I would want if I was working with someone? Would I be happy with this service? Would I want them to reach out to me? Would I want them to send me thank you cards? Can you give me some water, please? I have a bad cough. So just ask yourself kind of, where are you? And just be honest with yourself. And it's not to be honest, is to like say like, I suck and like, I can't, this isn't for me. It's just saying, okay, this is what I've been doing. This is not the better way. This is not, growing with integrity. This is not giving good customer service. I'm not participating the way that I should. At the end of the day, we need to be participants. Then the third one is the enthusiast. That's like, kind of like where I feel like I am now. I feel like I'm at coach, but I'm like in the enthusiast advocate. But enthusiast is your customer who's really excited. They're participating often. They're posting often. Those are the people that you really want to start thinking about as priming them for coaches, because they would be really awesome. Then you have advocates. Those are the people who are promoting their products without even knowing. Like, they're just sharing their results everywhere. People are asking them about it. They're advocating for other people's health. That there's one step closer to coach. And then the last part is being a coach. And so just really thinking about kind of where you are in that belief system, and where are your current customers, where are your current coaches, and not, really not to give up on your current customers. And if you feel like you could really, take it up a notch in your customer service and in just being there for your customers, then start doing it. That's the beauty of this business, is that most people don't know what we should be doing. And so it's like, if you haven't been giving, now that you have more ideas or you have a better way, it's like going back and just saying, hey, I'd love to recommit with you, or I'd love to be there for you. I'm recommitting. That's why I'm really pushing this whole recommit throughout our entire downline. And I need your help when we do team spirit, which I'm about to talk about next, that we really are the best challengers and we rally the troops to really, and it's not even for the freaking like team spirit, like prize, like it's not about that. It's about really like just committing to our own results and making that commitment to ourselves. So with that said, Team Spirit is starting, and I'm super excited. And I want to get your ideas on this, just because. So we're going to be joining Team Empire, and it's really just kind of for registration purposes. I have no intentions of joining like a huge group with Team Empire. Like, what I want to do is just kind of create one large Team Healthier You project group and really run it as both my idea, and this is what I would like, and you guys can tell me if you like this idea or not, I would actually like to run it as a large kind of coach and challenger challenge group, because I just think it'll be great for our own accountability. And then that way our new customers can see like a lot of interaction, and they can see, obviously, if you want to run your own group, that's fine. And if you don't want to put your customers in there, that's fine. You can still keep your customers separate and just be a part of this group. But I know I'm going to be putting I have the intentions of putting my newer customers into it, just so that they can really, get involved with the team spirit, and really kind of have like a no excuse November type group, and really just having like a nice fun theme. And the idea would really just be accountability, like straight accountability, and really committing to our fitness goals. And that's kind of what I have in mind. We'll have a hashtag. We'll have like probably 2 hashtags. One that's going to be like Healthier You Project, and then the other one will probably be like Team Empire. I have to figure out what the Team Empire hashtag, because the way it's going to work is that the prizes for the Team Spirit competition are going to be the team with the most Success Club points. And I'll be honest, there's some teams out there that have like 2,000 participants. So they're going to, have more Success Club points. They're also going to have the team with the most average Success Club points. So that's where smaller teams like us will have leverage against the bigger teams. And then they're also going to have the most spirited team, the most spirited team, which I think is really cool. And I think that's how the way that they're going to really test that out is by the hashtag that the team uses. So that's why it'll be fun if we have like a hashtag, and every single time we're posting on social media, we're we can use that hashtag throughout the course of the month. And then obviously if you guys hit Success Club 5, there's a prize for that, and as well as Success Club 10. I'm not sure exactly what the prizes are, but there are prizes for those 2 things. And then what else? What else is coming down the pike? So we have our sneak peek coming. We have our challenge group that we're going to be running for Team Spirit. So I will be promoting that. Do you guys like that idea of running it together as a team? What do you, I don't know, yes or no, maybe so. But we can just run it as a big, just a big group. And that way we can all stay accountable. And I really, really, really want us to get results with our program in November. I think it'll be really telling, because so many people really start gaining back their weight this month and next month with all the holiday parties. So I think the more that we are an example to our own clients and to our own social media, I'm sure you'll get people that will be like, wow, this is really inspiring. So really kind of thinking about that. And then the next thing I want to talk about is that in November, myself and Nina, and Luke, and we're going to be hosting a leadership series. And this is by kind of like, more so like not application, but I guess it's going to be it's invite, but I'm inviting all of you guys. That's why I'm telling it publicly like this. But it's really meant for those of you that are growing as leaders. And the format of it the idea will be, it's going to be 2 videos a week, not you making the videos, but it's going to be 2 leadership videos throughout the course of the week. And it'll run for probably like at least, what are you guys thinking it's going to run? Like 10 weeks?
It's going to run for half of the month of November until the end of December.
So it's going to run for about 6 to 7 weeks. And the idea is that we don't want this to be a burden to you. We want this to be something that you grow from. That's why we're not making it like, watch this video every single day. We're doing it kind of like 2 videos a week, and I will say that these videos are coming from John C. Maxwell, and it's a phenomenal training. And it's based off of the 15 laws of leaders. Is it 15 laws of growth or 15 laws of growth? It's based off of the 15 laws of growth. So this is something that you're interested in, definitely let me know. We're going to have an accountability in the sense that we want to see what your feedback is, what you take away from the videos. They're really, really, really good videos. It's a leadership series. Is the group. It's going to be a leadership series that's going to run. Can it be condensed? Meaning, what do you mean? Like, less than 8 weeks? Is that what you're asking? I think Tony's on the iPhone, if it can, 4 weeks. The reason why we're doing it, there's 7 hours of content, and just knowing how people are, and just knowing the kind of we don't want to overwhelm people. That's why we're kind of stretching it out over 8 weeks. If you really just want the series, I can give you the series. We have it on YouTube. We basically like took the videos and we did it illegally. So that's why it's really it's really great content. We're not supposed to be sharing it this way, but it's really fantastic content. So if you don't want to do the group and you want to just kind of have access to all the videos, I can give you access to them. But I just really want you guys to watch them. They're really, really good. They're anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes, most being about 30 minutes long. Really great content. So so I can give you, if you need the access, but that's just they're just really, really good. It's John C. Maxwell stuff. So, and it's all his laws geared towards network marketing. So geared towards our industry. So it's really helpful. So we'll be doing that. And then in November, we're also going to be doing a new coach training. Not a new coach. It's not like a new coach training that it's new. We're just I want to start having at least one sort of boot camp that runs monthly. And so it'll run for 21 days. And I want to try it out, and we're going to run it with a couple different teams. And so you might see me asking for help on that if people want to pick a day. The most work will be you going live one day. And so on a topic, and I think that'll be really just great, just a great way for you guys to learn how to teach the different topics in coach training. And we're going to be doing it with Kenna. Kenna reached out to me. I spoke to Nina about it, doing it with her. So there'll be a lot of leaders, involved. And so that's why I don't think it'll be a lot of work. But if we could get it'll be just for new coaches. So anybody that we sign up, it's not meant for any of you guys. So it shouldn't be anything that you guys need to be in to actually learn from or do. But it's just another resource for people. And then there was something else that I wanted to say. Oh, one thing that I'm thinking about, and this is just me thinking out loud, is we're going to have our sneak peek tomorrow. One idea that I heard from another top coach that I thought was actually really, really good, and I'm thinking that we should do this, is she runs a sneak peek once a week, or we could do it once every 2 weeks. And she picks like a Wednesday, and it's like a group that always stays active, but she just removes the posting from that day for that day, but she leaves the people in it, which I think is actually brilliant. If you think about it, how many times people will actually look at it the first time around, but if you keep them in the group and they see the content again, maybe the following week, maybe they'll be more inclined to watch it that time. Maybe their schedule is better. But one thing that I like that she does, and I think it would be really advantageous for us as a team, is that she has this sneak peek, and every single time it runs, like tomorrow, for example, I believe, Emily, you're going live about, I forgot already, but you're going live about, oh my goodness, that you don't have to be a fitness expert and you don't have to be a nutrition expert. So Emily's going to go live with this. This will be a recorded video that she would have in her arsenal. So then the idea would be like the next time she chooses a different topic, so that over the course of several weeks to months, by the time you're done and everyone rotates the topics, every leader in here would have their own series of the sneak peek videos without having to do it all at once. Does that make sense? Did I explain that right? So the idea would be like each of you, so that you each get an opportunity to explain maybe what is a challenge group, and what if I'm shy, and what if I'm not at my goal weight, and what are the expectations, and how much does it cost to be a coach? But not all at once, because it gets overwhelming when you got to think about doing it all at once. But if we break it up over the course of the next couple of weeks into 2017 with the goal that we each cycle it, then you guys maybe by February, March, we would have cycled it enough that you guys would all have your own arsenal. And then I keep calling it arsenal, but your own like collection. And no. So good question. So the lives, so there's two ways to do it. You can either record it or you can go live. What's nice about the live videos is that they save and I can still upload them. That's actually one of the tips that Chalene Johnson uses, guys. If you ever listen to Chalene Johnson, she says like one thing that she does is that she'll make like a 15-minute Facebook live video, she'll like save it. She'll cut it up into several 15 seconds. She'll put that crap on Snapchat. She'll cut it up again, she takes like one 15-minute content and she breaks it up into so many different ways. It's actually it's genius, she's just like, but the idea, Danielle, is that if someone can go live, they will. But if for whatever reason, if they want to participate and they don't have a really flexible schedule, then I'm just having them record a video. So tomorrow, for example, tomorrow's sneak peek is going to be a mix of live videos and pre-recorded videos. And so that'll be tomorrow. But the idea would be that if we do the sneak peek, this one's in an event tomorrow. So the next time we do it, we would do it in a group, and then we can just keep the people in there and just remove the posts. And then the next time we do it, whether we decide to do it weekly or if we decide to do it at least every 2 weeks, obviously sometimes weekly can be a lot. But this girl that I know who's doing it, she has a team just like our size, and she just runs it weekly. And it just allows people to always have something to invite them into, knowing that they're going to have that sneak peek every Wednesday. So just something to think about. I definitely think we should do that. I think it'll be a great way because then if we all cycle through the topics, you guys will all have that nice kind of collection of videos, so that when you do want to go completely your own sneak peek, or you'll have that option. And then what I'll do is I'll compile these videos in a document on our team page, and we'll put all our videos in there. That way people can just grab from them. I'll say like, what do you have to be at your goal weight videos? And it'll have like Emily's video, Danielle's video, Courtney's video, just explaining it in different ways. If you guys ever, I just think it's good and it's great for you guys to get that, that experience of going live and teaching. And that doesn't mean you have to invite people every week if you don't want to. It's there for you for whenever. Exactly. Yes. Let's say you have someone and they're really interested. You could say, hey, I have a sneak peek. We actually have a sneak peek Wednesday, and so that's something, that we can do, and we can do after, starting, either next week or starting in mid-November. And then we can just divide and conquer the videos. So let me see what else. So that was actually all I had to say in terms of that. I wanted to take questions, see how you guys are doing, see where you guys are, or any comments, questions, concerns, struggles, anything you want to share, and see, I don't know if anyone wants to talk. I don't know, Courtney, you were messaging me. You probably were messaging me too, about my question. But are you guys doing okay? You guys are surviving? No? You guys are not doing it. How are you guys doing? Are you guys, I'm like super pumped. I feel like I haven't been this excited in a long time. And I think it just goes to show one thing I was talking to another leader about earlier today. It's natural. I don't want you guys to think that if you're not like super rah on top of it, that coaching is not for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you guys to think of it that way, because being in business for yourself and having a business and being an entrepreneur, it has those peaks and valleys. And so that's just the reality. And I'll be honest, and I've said this over to people, this year has been incredibly, incredibly rough for me. In terms of just motivation, my commitment to myself, the program. I mean, clearly I've been showing up. You guys see me, I'm showing up, and I'm like still doing the things, but it's almost like you're doing the actions, but your fire and your heart is not there. But now I feel like my fire is back. Like I feel excited. I feel just, and I think it's because I've taken the stress and the striving out of it, and just really want to focus on building relationships. And when I think of it that way, there's just so much potential. The potential is limitless if I know that my heart is to build relationships with you guys, to build relationships with our customers, with our clients. So, that's why I feel so excited now. And it's like, there's lots of things I did wrong, but it doesn't stop me from being able to move forward and say, okay, let's do something different. Let's recommit to the 4 vital behaviors. Let's keep growing. And I think if I can, one piece of advice that I've realized, even in my own fitness journey, there's even in my own fitness journey, especially if you're someone that struggles with staying committed to your own health and fitness. When I got to leadership, there's a girl that I follow, a coach that I follow, Raina versus Food. Well, Courtney knows who she is because she's upset. So I was following her and I'm just like, damn it. Like, I know that this girl, like, I know that she's having so much success because she's such a product of the product. Like, she has phenomenal results. Yeah, exactly, Emily. Like, I think a lot of us are. Like, she has phenomenal results, and it's almost like you got to reach a point where you're just, you can do better. You know what I mean? You know internally, you look at yourself and you say, damn it, Stephanie, like, I know I can do better. Like, I know I can commit better. Like, what the hell? Like, why do you keep self-sabotaging yourself? Like, this is my internal dialogue as I'm like watching her. I'm like, there's no reason why I cannot have the same success. There's no reason why I can't have the same results. There's no reason but myself, self-sabotaging myself and not putting in the work and not putting in the consistent behavior and not just staying committed. So it's almost like that's what happened to me when I first started as a coach and why I got those results with T25. It was like enough was enough. And it's going to happen to you in your leadership as well when you're building your team and you're not doing the behaviors the way that you should. And then one day you're going to say, like, damn it, like, am I going to quit? Or I'm going to say enough is enough and I'm going to commit and I'm going to do this right. It's the same thing with like me following a schedule. Like, I'm going to stop telling myself that I'm disorganized. I'm going to stop telling myself that I don't wake up early. Like, I'm going to stop self-sabotaging myself because I know I can learn anything. Just like all of you can learn anything. You know, everything that we do in this business is a skill. And it's just like, I don't know, that leadership was really powerful for me. And it put the passion and the fire back in, and it kind of released me just to know that, there's still so much potential. And there's still so many people and so many ways that we can grow and we can help people and this team can grow. And I'm actually excited that this year was kind of like stagnant because I know I just have such great feelings for 2017. Like, I just know, like, especially if you've had a stagnant year, know that, guess what? January 1st is a brand new freaking year and it starts now. And that's what's wonderful about our business. It's like, it's wonderful because you can always keep reinventing yourself. You can always keep getting back up and getting back in the ring and recommitting. And that's what I love about this. And so those are kind of my takeaways. Let me see. Next month, I'm doing the Ultimate Reset. Yes. Absolutely. No, Liz, you can definitely join. I'm super excited that you're doing the Ultimate Reset. Definitely come in and join in with your own results and your commitment. It might get people interested in Ultimate Reset. That's another thing I thought about. If any of you guys, a good marketing plan is to do the Ultimate Reset in December 1st to the 21st. And then you're marketing it, you're doing it if you want it. I'm just saying, I thought about that. I'm thinking about that. We'll see. Or I might just continue with quarter fours times 2. But that would be a great marketing plan because you're talking about it. And then come January 1st, a lot of people may want to jumpstart their New Year's resolution with a great cleanse. So just good marketing. It's a good way to kind of, start it, kind of think about it. But anyway, how else are you guys doing? Tony, you look so pretty.
Okay. That's because you see me in fitness clothes all the time and I just didn't take my work clothes off yet, maybe. Thanks. I'll go with it. So I have a confession. I suck. What does this mean? Okay. So I have this new coach that's super enthusiastic. Probably like I was. What happened, right? But I didn't lose my enthusiasm. I just really, I think I forgot what to do. Like, I haven't had someone who was like me in so long that I think I forgot what I'm supposed to do with her. She is smart. She is, every suggestion I make, she fixes her posts. They're better and better every time. she just got married. She's sharing. Okay, so she's doing everything. She's reading everything. She's following all the steps. And I'm like, yes. And I feel like I don't know what to do with her. It's absurd. What am I doing?
I mean, it sounds like you're doing the right things, honestly. I mean, it sounds like, I mean, if she's posting and she's sharing, then really it's going to be encouraging her through your one-on-one conversations with her and encouraging her to start a challenge group or maybe join in with a team challenge group and let's not overcomplicate this, right? Everything's about kind of simplicity. And I think you're doing the right things. The fact that you're accessible to her, that's fantastic. You're so busy. So the fact that you're making time for her, that's commendable and that's great. So I don't necessarily think you don't know what you're doing. I think you are doing the right things when it comes to her. It's just getting her started, getting her posting, getting her sharing, getting her to really believe in the products. And that's by encouraging her to finish through her first 30 days with the products. And that's honestly what I'm doing with my newer coaches. I'm not doing anything more. I'm not teaching them Emerald. I'm not teaching, I'm just trying to get them to believe, because I know that if they get a amazing transformation and they get used to posting, then I know that they're going to probably stick around longer than if I try to throw down Emerald and what's just different parts of the business that they'll learn on their own. So
she did. I think it's good. I think the key is I'm trying to start right. I guess I'm doing it right. I'm just like, when I think of things that she should know, or I see a great post, I just leave her a voice memo. Like before I got on the call today, I was like, hey, I'm about to get on a call with the team, but, blah, blah, blah. And don't forget about Summit next year. You should think about signing up and you can get a discount and you probably will get a free ticket, just giving her stuff as it needs to be said, not like, here's word diarrhea mouth.
Right.
But she was a challenger. She was good. And she's doing well, but I don't know. I feel like lost because thank God she gets it and she's reading. I don't know.
But I think, the fact that you're building a relationship with her and the fact that you're there and she's following through, this goes to show that, when people are ready to commit, they're ready to commit. We can't, this is one thing in our leadership as we're growing teams. You can bring what is it that saying? You can bring a camel to the water, but you can't make them take the drink and actually drink it. So, and I feel like and I'm guilty of this. We talked a lot about this at leadership too. That's why everything is about going back to the basics, which is leading by example, becoming an enthusiast of our products, and just trying to get other people to become enthusiasts of our products and getting transformations. Because when we start overcomplicating things and thinking that we need to teach them this and that and the third, we know that when someone's ready, think about all of you guys and how you guys got started. It's like when you guys all got started, you didn't need, an incredible amount of hand-holding all the time, and so, you didn't need an incredible amount of resources. You just kind of, you pressed play, you shared, and you invited, and you worked on your personal development. That's it. That's what it is. And so one thing I also took away from, and I was talking to other coaches, is that, a lot of people, when they come to us, guys, they have, they have a lot of inner work to do. And so remember that, and don't give up on people because of that, but just know and kind of realize, okay, this person's a challenger and I need to, this is more of a challenger. Even if they sign up as a coach, okay, this person's a challenger and this person needs to have belief. This person needs to have belief in the products, have belief in themselves. And that's one thing I was talking to another leader about earlier, is that takes time. That could take 5 months. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. If you've been along as me and you've been around with me for a while, it could take 3 years. It just takes time. So not to be discouraged if it's taking that time. But I personally think it's easier to bring on challengers. It's easier than trying to bring on coaches. And it's like, if we can bring on challengers, and then try to really help them get results, I think it'll make you guys feel better. It'll make you guys feel more fulfilled. You'll feel good that you're helping people. And, but it's a lot of work. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And that's one thing it's a lot of work to get on calls with people that's why you have to really enjoy the relationship building. You have to enjoy the social media posting. You have to enjoy it. And that's another thing they talked about at leadership. It's like, if you don't find joy in this process, if you look at it as a stress, then you either need to relook at what you're doing, and really look at this opportunity or just really realize, why are you doing this? And if you can find joy in this and then you'll stick around a lot longer, and your coaches will stick around a lot longer. Yeah. And remember that coaching them starts before they even sign up. It starts when you start having the conversations with them. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. If you start, that's why, and I think live video is a great way to get you, especially someone like you, Tony, like those of us that are super busy, like you being able to just go on and people can see your enthusiasm and your energy. That's a great way to reach a lot of people in a short amount of time. And really realizing going live in both platforms, going live on your personal page and on your business page, maybe alternating on the days so that you don't get overwhelmed. But I just today I went on live on my personal page for 5 minutes, came off, and I went right to my business page because it's two completely different networks. And I know that. And so just thinking about that, and like I was saying earlier, the more you do that, the more Facebook picks up on that. And then they'll start pushing your videos out more, and you'll start getting more people watching. And the people that I know that are really doing really well, again, they're doing live videos. They're really utilizing the fact that people want to see you. And remember that that's another element. It's a deeper way to build that trust with people who know you on social media. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, wait, I have to get of course, Emily, see you tomorrow. but yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other comments? You guys, and if you guys need to go ahead. I know it's already been an hour and some of you have to get up early. Hey, Danielle.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear me very well. It's cutting out really bad. Okay. So yes, you guys all know I've been struggling really bad lately. I've been struggling with everything, even my workouts, which I am normally a 7-day-a-weeker, and I just can't seem to get my crap together. But today I realized I actually came across Alita Steele went live in her page, and she talked about comparison. And I know we talk about this all the time, and I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing until she went on this 10-minute spiel about it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. And it has just destroyed my confidence. It's just not destroyed, because I can get it back, but it's really beat me down, and it sucked. And then also, another thing too, I think, is I finally went public about my eating disorders. And I feel like since then, and nobody has said anything, but I feel different now.
You feel different in what way? Like you feel different, you've explained that. What do you mean you feel different?
I feel like people are looking at me differently. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have to talk about it now. I feel weird, kind of so I think I've been struggling with that too. I don't know. I feel almost, if I don't talk about it and I talk about how awesome I'm doing with the meal plan and how awesome I'm doing with my workouts, that I'm still a binge eater, I'm still a purger, and it's does that make sense at all? I feel like I'm almost lying. So I think that has had a huge impact on my business and just in my challenge group, big time. And I came out to them first. I talked about it, and they were so amazing and supportive, and it was absolutely incredible. But I still feel, I don't know, I'm still struggling in that. Just, I feel more, I feel weak, kind of. Mm-hmm. And so I don't feel like I can be that leader. All right. not that I can be, but I'm just not being the leader that I was. I'm feeling more vulnerable or something, and it's just making me feel small, and I don't know. That's my struggle.
Tony?
Danielle, lean in, babe. I gotta talk to you. Like, dude, you are a genius. You're wonderful. Listen, people hate, they hate perfect.
Yeah.
It makes them very upset. They like to know who they're dealing with. They like to know you. And the most important thing you possibly do is tell the truth and tell them who you are. And if you think that you're being fake, then just throw it in there. You know that 5 thing we do, like the 5 things we say represent our business? What are your 5 things you talk about, or your, right?
Yeah.
Your brand. And your brand. What are your 5 things?
I'm being a mom.
It's your avatar. Okay. So let's just do this. I'm not putting you on the spot because you're stressed out, man. Listen.
Yeah.
This is a rhetorical question. This is not me really asking you. This is you asking you from tonight, when you feel better, maybe after you get a good night's rest, something like that. Why don't you give yourself a few days to redo your avatar based on what you think your message is? Who are you talking to? Maybe you're freeing a lot of other people and it's just really an emotional flood, but honestly, perhaps this is a great time for you to get your avatar straight again, and you rotate your topics in an avatar, right? You talk about your lifestyle stuff, your mom stuff, and then maybe once a week, you talk about your struggle. And you'll say, you know what, guys, wow. I posted all this good stuff this week, but boy, there were 5 times I wanted to do that old thing I used to do, and I don't do that anymore. So just redo your avatar maybe, and you know that it's part of you, but it ain't all of you, and it's not something you have to talk about every day, and nobody wants to,
I feel
right?
like it's almost kind of taken over everything.
Right, it's okay. It's emotional. It's okay, but I'm just thinking maybe if we go back to basics and you have your avatar there and you think about what you're going to post and what topics are you hitting today and kind of stick with your posting schedule, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll help keep you from hitting on any topic too much. Does that make sense?
I also
rotate, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I agree. I do agree with Tony that I think what you've done is you've like ripped a huge Band-Aid off of yourself and you're like extremely raw. You've ripped probably something that you haven't shared with many people and you've been keeping a secret. And that is something that is extremely vulnerable and it takes a lot of courage and something, you should be proud of and I agree with Tony that you're probably freeing a lot of people as you continue to share about that. But I also don't, I think you have to also be careful that you're leaning into personal development so that you're not getting into that negative self-talk, because you're going to start thinking, oh my goodness, you're already doing it. You're thinking like, what are they thinking? When that's your own self-talk, that's your own, and you have to always be very conscious of that and start being mindful of that, of what am I telling myself that's a story and not a reality? And is there any actual factual proof that XYZ or this group of people are thinking this way about me? Or am I telling myself this? And really work through those feelings, because this is something that takes a lot of courage. And so I think if you start working through those feelings, and leaning into personal development so that you can grow from this, because now you've bared your soul and you're feeling really vulnerable, and it's great. It's like you jumped into the cold water. It's like you took that first step And so now it's going to take time for you to, you know, to wade and to swim and to kind of get used to that temperature. But I agree with Tony that it should now maybe be a part of your brand, and know that there are people who make a brand about anxiety and depression. I mean, you know, Sophie's a great example of someone who talks about her deepest days, you know, and talks about her darkest hours, and she still talks about it. And even throughout coaching, she played around with suicide, even throughout coaching, not all the time, but she was still in those deep, she still had demons. We all, you know, we all have those things within us. And so you have to continuously work on being mindful and saying, is this coming from factual, like, you know, I heard this from XYZ, or is this myself, you know, and realize that you're going to be your own worst enemy at this point, because you're still growing in personal development. You're still growing yourself, and that's okay. That's where you are in your journey. So I think, but that's the key is being mindful of that and saying, am I self-sabotaging myself? Is this real? Is this reality? Or am I just telling myself this? Is this what the old Danielle would have thought? Is this, you know, are you going back? It's, trust me, to play that comparison game and to play that never goes away. And if you let doubt, it's like, you ever heard of the two dogs? Like, are you feeding the good dog or are you feeding the bad dog? Like,
I've been like stuffing the bad dog's face.
Right. So if you're stuffing the bad dog's face, guess what? What you're going to hear? You're going to hear all the bad stuff in your head. But if you are like starving the bad dog and you're like feeding the good dog, you're going to hear the good dog. And it's true. It's true, because trust me. And I say this and I'm not, I don't have anything as kind of like that, but even as I'm thinking in my own leadership or where I've been, it's been a battle in terms of comparison. Like, as I've not been the leader that I wanted, or I've dropped rank, or I've had to speak in front of people, I realize that if I just simmer on doubt, it kills me. It kills my energy. It kills like, I'm speaking at our Super Saturday here this weekend, and there's a little part of me that just wants to say, Stephanie, you're not enough. And if I let that simmer, trust me, it'll affect my ability to really go out there and give my best, because I'm thinking, and for example, there's even the other day I was thinking about this, that there's someone in the audience that I know is disappointed with me. I know they are, because I didn't go with him. So I know he's going to be in the audience. And so I have to make sure I'm not sitting here thinking he's over here critiquing me, which he probably isn't, but it's my own self-talk, because I feel like he's probably upset with me, or I feel like he's probably going to think a certain way about me. He doesn't look at me the same way. Who cares? I can't think like that, because then I'm going to self-sabotage myself. So similar to you, you've released something, and now you're wondering, what are they thinking? You know, what are they thinking about me? But don't worry about what they're thinking about you. You know, revel in that courage. And it took a lot of courage to come out and speak out. And that says a lot about you and how you've grown, and keep on that forward path. One thing I learned at Dani Johnson is, like, one thing she did for us that was so incredibly powerful is that she had us get up, and she literally had us look ahead, and she said, okay, what's in front of you? Like, what's in front of you right now? I'm in front of you. I'm in front of you. The screen's in front of you. You know, we're in front of you. We're looking at you. You're looking at the screen. Now, now turn around, Danielle. I'm gonna make her do it. Turn around. Turn around.
Okay.
Tony's like, so turn around and tell me, what do you see in front of you?
My hallway?
You see your hallway, right? You see your hallway. So you're looking behind you and you're seeing your hallway. What don't you see? You cannot see me, right? You can't see the screen. So think of your hallway as the old you, as the binge eater, Danielle, as, thinking that if you're looking back and you're constantly looking back, there's no physical way that you can look forward and you can look in front of you. And so you're looking back. So right now you can't see me and you can't see all the goodness that's here. We could be like over here cheering for you and like, doing like pom-poms, and we can have glitter over here for you, but you will never see us if you're looking to the back. If you're looking in the past, the back is the metaphor for your past. And then you turn around and now you're looking forward and you can't look to the back. You can't look. So the whole idea, and this is what she did at Dani Johnson, is that you can't be looking forward and backward at the same time. You can't be looking to the future and to the past at the same time. And the reason why I threw this in here is just because when you're thinking about what other people are thinking, when you're thinking about how you typically would react to things, I want you to stay looking forward. I want you to create vision for yourself, and I want you to stay looking forward no matter how bad you want to, it's easy to sink back into the past. It's easy to sink back into those old thoughts. It's easy to do that. But if you do that, know that you're self-sabotaging yourself because you cannot move forward in that same place. You cannot. And so yeah, positive affirmations are super important. Like Tony was saying, telling yourself good things, telling yourself, starting the day with positive affirmations, especially, and having grace for yourself, right? Having grace and having compassion for yourself. So that you realize, okay, today was a bad day. Okay, guess what? Tomorrow's a brand new day. You wake up, tomorrow's a brand new day, a fresh new day. I don't want to go, I don't want to be like yesterday. I'm going to get back into the routine. I'm going to work out. We've all fallen off track. We've all, so I just want you to know that we are here to encourage you and to say, just, you have a lot of courage within you and you're doing great things and you have a great story to tell, and people are going to be inspired by you, and they're going to be inspired by your journey and your strength and whatever lessons you have from what you've struggled through. And that's what's going to be your gift to people, is that you're going to be able to share what you've struggled through, and therefore hopefully be able to sway them in different ways so that they don't go through the same things you went through. That's why God gives you your struggles, so that you can, so that you can teach it to others and use it to help others. I don't know if that was helpful, but.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was helpful. You guys
Thank you, both of you. Thanks to everybody.
I was thinking of something like an exercise every morning to start your intentions for the day, a miracle morning kind of exercise or something. Have you done that book yet?
I have, and I actually did really well with it last January.
Well, guess who's assigning it back to you?
I know Shondell loves it, so.
Why don't you get back on that miracle morning plan, because you don't want to wait till January on this, because it's really eating you up.
No, I know I actually booked an appointment today with a psychologist as well.
Yeah. Good.
Good job.
Good job. I mean, end of year resolutions. That's actually my topic at my Super Friday. I have to talk about end of year resolutions to pump everybody up that, don't wait for the new year. Like, don't, are you where you wanted to be when you made those new year resolutions? Are you where you want to be? Most people are not. So let's buckle down, put our blinders on. Let's get to work with ourselves first, within our own inner transformations, with our own consistency. And then we can transfer that consistency. I know Lacey's on the call. Lacey is someone, she took a break and she's getting back on track with her consistency. That's what it's about. It's about, and she's doing her 21-day fix, and I see like a light. It's like a star coming from her. she does, she's doing her 21-day fix, and it's great to see her just getting involved with her self-care. That's what I want you guys to always feel like. At the very least, when you're feeling overwhelmed, always at least work on yourself. If you do that, I'll be so proud of you and so happy, so happy with you, because I know things get hard. I know our lives are all busy. I just don't want you guys, completely quitting or whatever. Like, we just have a really powerful community, and what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build takes time, and it just takes lots of ups and downs. And sometimes we need to just take a step back and just focus on ourselves. And just
quitting is not in the cards for me at all. Like it even on my worst day, it's not in the cards at all. So keep that going.
And that's honestly, like, I would wish that some people who do quit, we have a lot of coaches on our team quitting. I'll be honest. I see them all the time. I see all the cancellations I see. We have lots of people quitting. And it's sad for me, not because I wanted them to help me get to 10-star or I wanted them. It's more sad for me because I really believe they're going to miss out on a great community. I really believe that feeling like they can go through life alone without any personal development, without any physical fitness, exercise, like, I just think that's just not the right mindset. I think at the very least, we have a really positive community. And I love that as coaches, it's our job to work on ourselves. And I think that's super powerful, and it's only going to help us in our lives, even if people don't grow this really to big things. But I just think it's just such a gift to give to other people, so that when I see people quitting and not doing this or leaving, I'm just like, just stay with us, just partake. But even just those activities are hard for them, I know, but I just don't want to give up on people, but they give up on themselves. And so, but that's just how it is. But yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys, it's 10:19. I don't want to keep you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. And I will talk to you soon. Tomorrow we have our sneak peek. I'm excited. Awesome. Awesome. Oh,
Good night.
good night.